In the blink of an eye, life can turn dramatically upside down. From heart-pounding chases to tense moments fraught with danger, these events reveal the harsh reality of justice and courage. Each story is a fight for survival, an unforgettable wake-up call. It's hard to believe, but it's true. Oh my God, it's unbelievable what's happening. On the afternoon of July 24, 2022, what seemed like a routine stop quickly turned into an intense chase in Atlanta. When TFCJ of Bullock stopped a gray Dodge Charger for an invalid license plate, the driver suddenly sped off at the Chevron gas station on Pryor Street, triggering a thrilling series of events. The Dodge drove into oncoming traffic on Ralph David Abernathy Boulevard, ran red lights, and swerved dangerously at high speed among other vehicles. TFC aide Gonzalez quickly joined the pursuit, while aerial support units also monitored the chase. The pursuit was as intense as an action movie. The car continued racing through roads like Martin Luther King Drive, Chapel Road, North Avenue, and Elmwood Road, ignoring all signs and speeding through residential areas with reckless abandon. At the intersection of Joseph E. Boone, the Dodge collided with two other vehicles, causing heavy damage, but still kept fleeing until crashing into a utility pole and coming to a complete stop.
North on Chapel, crossed over JB. North on North Avenue from Chapel.
The driver immediately fled on foot but was chased down and subdued by TFC Rutledge and Gonzalez at 196W, Lake Avenue. Inside the car, police found 3 programmed key sets, suspicious signs of car theft, and a small amount of illegal substances.
This guy crossed over JB. Crossed down on Rough Lake. That right tire's gone.
Upon investigation, the Dodge was confirmed stolen since April. The driver, Marquavius Beasley, was wanted by multiple authorities. He claimed to have rented the car from an acquaintance via a payment app but couldn't provide concrete proof. A terrifying night ended with the courage and decisiveness of the law enforcement officers. Unbelievable, this all unfolded like a high-speed chase straight out of an action movie. On December 18, 2022, the Atlanta Police Department issued a search for a vehicle caught on camera in a series of car break-ins, including the theft of a critical badge from an officer. When turning off I-75 onto Cleveland Avenue, an officer spotted the suspicious vehicle stopped at a red light. Immediately, he turned his car around, confirmed the license plate, and signaled the driver to pull over. But instead of complying, the vehicle suddenly made a U-turn in the middle of the road and sped away, kicking off a tense pursuit. The scene was heart-stopping, sirens blaring, tires screeching, and bold pit maneuvers. The vehicle was blocked several times, including 2 daring pit maneuvers by CPL Ennis, causing the car to spin and be pushed off the road, ending the chase. The driver resisted arrest but was eventually handcuffed. Inside the vehicle, authorities found suspicious substances, tools related to theft, along with expensive watches and clothing. Although the stolen badge wasn't recovered, the suspect was charged for fleeing in possession of evidence connected to crimes. Feeling unwell, the individual was taken to the hospital and pledged to turn himself in once recovered. A dramatic night ended with the resilience and decisiveness of law enforcement. On the night of February 28, 2023, at 10:06 p.m., Troop D Information Center reported a high-speed chase involving a suspected stolen vehicle speeding northbound on I-75. Law enforcement quickly positioned themselves to intercept at mile marker 228. As the blue Hyundai Tucson appeared from behind at a dangerously high speed, an officer immediately engaged, taking the lead in the pursuit. The vehicle kept swerving, braking sharply, and deliberately forcing the patrol car aside, creating a heart-pounding, tense situation every second. The driver, later identified as Damian Macaulay, born in 2005, continuously changed lanes, accelerated, and showed extremely reckless behavior on the highway. Recognizing the escalating danger, law enforcement decided to use the pit maneuver, a precise steering tactic that caused the vehicle to lose control, spin, and crash into the median barrier before coming to a complete stop on the roadside. Officers quickly performed an emergency stop command over loudspeakers. Although the driver attempted to accelerate and flee, officers swiftly subdued and safely handcuffed him. A night tense as a drawn bowstring, where every decision meant survival. At 10:52 p.m. on February 15, 2021, urgent information from the Troop D Communication Center reported that Clayton County Police needed assistance with a serious incident on Interstate 75. A white Chrysler 200, previously pursued for traffic violations, was still fleeing in high speed. As the vehicle turned southbound, law enforcement quickly engaged. At mile marker 210, the car accelerated, swerved recklessly, and dangerously crossed into the emergency lane, a scene like rushing into peril by a hair's breadth. Although officers were prepared to stop the vehicle using the pit maneuver, conditions did not allow it. Finally, near mile marker 200, the car slowed and came to a complete stop in the emergency lane. Law enforcement swiftly formed a tactical team, drew weapons in ready positions, and approached the suspicious vehicle. The suspects were successively subdued and safely removed from the car. A deputy confirmed proactively blocking the car door to prevent any further escape attempts. In the stillness of the night, a sudden moment ignited the entire atmosphere. At 12:23 a.m. on July 16, 2024, a suspicious vehicle was spotted at the intersection of Jolly Road and Bell Chase. When law enforcement attempted to stop the vehicle for inspection, the driver unexpectedly sped off. Although no immediate pursuit was initiated, officers persisted in searching the area and quickly located the fleeing vehicle again. A strict traffic stop procedure was immediately deployed, but the situation took a sudden turn when the suspect's vehicle suddenly rammed into a patrol car. Everything unfolded like a thrilling action scene: collision, acceleration, and a high-speed chase in the dark. The pursuit lasted for 18 intense minutes, featuring dangerous swerving and high speeds. Finally, the vehicle lost control and crashed. The two front passengers, Taryn Gentry and Shaquan Fry, quickly exited the car and tried to flee but were soon subdued after a tense chase. The two rear passengers were cited for violations related to beverages in the vehicle. Both Taryn and Shaquan were taken to Sparrow Hospital for health checks. While Shaquan was placed under temporary observation and released shortly after, Taryn had to be admitted for more serious treatment. A sleepless night, a heart-pounding chase, and justice ultimately prevailed.
I don't know.
At 8:51 a.m., after completing a routine traffic stop on the I-75 highway in Henry County, an unexpected situation unfolded when two motorcyclists stopped right behind the patrol car and reported being followed by a gray SUV from Alpharetta. When the suspicious vehicle appeared and reversed in the slow lane toward the patrol car, the officer immediately ordered the driver, later identified as Tanya Higgins, to pull over. Just when it seemed the situation was over, Higgins suddenly returned to her vehicle and resumed chasing the two motorcyclists, ignoring sirens and signals from law enforcement. Every moment was like a high-tension chase on the highway. The SUV swerved and changed lanes following the movements of its targets and even reacted to the patrol car's direction. When Higgins finally stopped, officers approached, but she suddenly lunged at the vehicle, forcing the officer to use a restraint device. After being subdued, a number of suspicious items were found inside the vehicle, and a dog was taken to an animal care center. Despite Higgins' erratic behavior, medical personnel deemed her fit for detention. A Sunday morning as intense as an action movie, and justice stayed on course.
Get out of the car! Get on the ground right now! Get on the ground right now!
Around 10:40 p.m., the Bullitt County Sheriff in Kentucky alerted the Indiana State Police Dispatch Center that two suspects involved in an armed robbery were traveling in a stolen Ford F-150, possibly in the Henryville, Indiana area. As authorities began the search, an update reported the suspect vehicle had just appeared in the Wendy's parking lot in Scottsburg. At 10:49 p.m., Scottsburg police and Scott County deputies located the vehicle. At the same time, the two suspects noticed the police presence and immediately fled. The high-speed chase began, covering multiple areas from State Road 56 to State Road 3, weaving through Jefferson and Jennings counties, reaching speeds up to 160 kilometers per hour. It was a heart-pounding, action movie-like pursuit. Near the intersection of County Road 650 South, a precise pit maneuver forced the Ford off the road, bringing it to a stop. Driver Daniel York, 45, tried to flee on foot but was quickly apprehended by Austin City Police. Passenger Everett Klein, 62, was subdued at the scene. Both were taken for medical evaluation before being transferred to the Jefferson County Jail in Indiana. Besides the Kentucky armed robbery and vehicle theft charges, they are wanted in several other counties on serious allegations. What seemed like an ordinary moment on the I-40 suddenly turned into a heart-stopping high-speed chase. At a routine traffic stop in a construction zone in Canadian County, authorities spotted a Florida-plated vehicle speeding by. Upon approach, officers from the Oklahoma Bureau of Narcotics, OBN, noticed two empty beer bottles on the passenger seat, the first sign that something was amiss.
Just go ahead and have a seat for me right back on the passenger side, please. No, don't.
Don't you reach for it. Drop your fucking hand right now. Out.
When the driver, Andrew Sawyers, was asked to step out, the sharp-eyed OBN officer caught a suspicious movement. Sawyers reached into his jacket pocket. Before anyone could react, he pulled out a small object, later confirmed to be a handgun, dropped it, and suddenly sped off in the vehicle. The air seemed to freeze before exploding into the roar of engines and smoke. The car sped eastbound on I-40, covering nearly 40 kilometers at speeds exceeding 160 kilometers per hour, forcing patrol teams to give full effort in pursuit. Finally, at the Cimarron exit, Sawyers lost control and crashed into a line of trees, ending the breathtaking chase. Although injured, Sawyers was quickly taken to the hospital for treatment. During the vehicle search, authorities seized not only the initial handgun but also two rifles, escalating the severity of the incident.
He got sideways, was about, the car just about flipped. 749, you get back around here, tell him we need to pull a car.
564, we're 38 in parking lot from the suspect.
A seemingly ordinary moment turned into chaos on a city street in November 2015. Police stopped an SUV carrying two individuals suspected of involvement in a store theft. During questioning, the driver, 25-year-old LaQuandra Borden, suddenly jumped back into the vehicle, started it, and sped off, even with 2 officers still clinging to the car. Not stopping there, Borden crashed into a patrol car and then reversed to escape. Another officer tried to pull her out from the passenger seat but failed. The SUV sped away, leaving behind a cloud of smoke and blaring sirens. The scene unfolded like an explosive action movie in real life. The chase immediately escalated, with multiple police vehicles joining the pursuit. Amid the chaos, an officer fired a shot, wounding Borden in the arm. She was quickly subdued and taken for medical treatment. Though the incident resulted in no serious injuries, it served as a stark warning about the risks hidden in seemingly routine situations. Borden later faced numerous charges, including traffic violations and resisting arrest. One wrong decision in a split second, and consequences that last forever. A tense confrontation unfolded right in front of a gas station in Houston, capturing everyone's attention. On the morning of May 4th, during a multi-agency drug investigation, officers from the Houston Police Department's narcotics unit stopped a vehicle driven by 23-year-old Jimmy Bryan. As the officers approached and ordered Bryan to exit the vehicle, he suddenly drew a weapon and fired at them. In the chaotic moment, Officer J. Sully was shot in the lower hip and was immediately taken to Memorial Hermann Hospital in stable condition. Officer Emma McMurtry was fortunately uninjured but reacted quickly, firing back alongside Sully, injuring the suspect and leading to his arrest at the scene. The courage and composure shown by the officers in that dangerous moment is truly unbelievable. They faced the threat swiftly to protect the community. Bryan is currently charged with 2 counts of aggravated assault on law enforcement officers. This incident serves as a stark reminder of the risks police officers face every day, always putting their lives on the line to keep society safe. Their determination and bravery are genuinely admirable.
You're coming from Dayton? Where you been staying at?
A heart-stopping moment captured on a police officer's body camera left everyone breathless. Officer Josh Hilling from Glendale encountered Javier Pablo Aleman, who approached him holding a knife and dared to be shot. In this dangerous situation, Officer Hilling fired a precise shot, hitting Aleman in the abdomen. The footage from the camera showed the officer's calmness and decisiveness at the line between life and death. Aleman was a wanted suspect from Baltimore, charged in a serious case. The incident ended quickly, preventing more severe consequences. It's truly incredible to witness the courage and professionalism of the officer facing direct danger. This serves as a powerful reminder of the challenges police officers endure to protect the community. The story is a vivid testament to the bravery and dedication of the men and women in blue. The decisive action in that split second of life or death commands deep respect.
It's okay. So, he had a back. Fired one. And I backed up. Really got there.
What seemed like a routine traffic stop quickly turned tense and dramatic. Captain Blazer of the Simone County Police Department noticed that the vehicle's front window tint allowed only 3% of light to pass through, well below Florida's legal limit.
If you could do me a favor,
he requested the driver to roll the window down halfway to ensure safety and compliance with the law. During the document check, the captain found that the vehicle's registration had expired and needed updating soon, and he also asked for proof of insurance, which made the driver somewhat anxious. However, the situation escalated when the smell of marijuana was detected inside the car, while the driver did not possess a valid medical marijuana card. The captain immediately ordered the engine to be turned off and the driver to raise their hands, creating a tense atmosphere and maintaining strict control of the situation.
Listen.
Every action aimed to ensure the safety of both the officer and the driver in this potentially dangerous encounter. This traffic stop was not merely about enforcing violations but also reflected the pressure and preparedness of law enforcement in handling unexpected situations, maintaining order, and ensuring traffic safety. Every small detail in this stop carried significant meaning, demonstrating the seriousness and professionalism of officers in their daily duties.